Hi everybody, I'm Dave from Murphy's Auto Care in Beaver Creek, Ohio, and welcome to this episode of In the Shop. Today I want to talk to you about some common suspension components that we see fail very regularly, but I thought if we could explain them a little bit, maybe you'd have an understanding of why it's important when your service provider recommends they be replaced. I'm going to start off with a very common component, been on vehicles for years. This is a ball joint assembly. And I'm going to move it right up here to the camera so we can get a little better view. And if you look in here, you can see there's a ball in a socket with a stem or a stud. There's two of these on your vehicle, and they're on the front end typically, sometimes in the rear of the vehicle also. But this is what holds the lower control arm in place, which is a major component and gives you steering and stability and control. So this one is way past being worn out. It's flopping around. The symptom on this one was no steering control and badly worn tires is what brought that vehicle in. Another front component, also rear component actually, this is called a stabilizer link assembly. And typically what this does is it adds stability when the vehicle rolls left and right, or what we call pitch and yaw. And it's very important that these be solid and in good shape. Again, a ball and socket assembly, this one's completely worn out, as you can see. And on this end, the same thing here. This connects from usually the upper control arm to a sway bar, or from a from a strut assembly down to the lower control arm or to a sway bar. And it's mounted in this position typically. One of the most common symptoms people will complain about when these have failed is a clicking or a ticking or a popping noise in the front suspension as it steps over bumps. This was caused, I don't know if you can see this, there's actually a bend in this. This is a inner tie rod from a 2012 Lexus ES460. And this was damaged from a side impact rolling into a curb recently. Took several parts out on that vehicle. It damaged the wheel, the inner tie rod end, the lower control arm, as well as I believe we had to also put an outer tie rod end on that vehicle. But hey, these are all just common components that we see failing on vehicles either as a result of an accident or as a result of just too long in service like this ball joint. If you have any questions about that, be sure to visit us at murphysautocare.com. Again, I'm Dave from Murphy's Auto Care, and we want to say thanks to you for tuning into this episode of In the Shop.